Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of the Cubs Line Podcast. I'm Ryan Dunleavy,
And I'm Ryan Zielinski.
and today we are joined by Cubs pitching prospect Dylan Blomker. Dylan, thank you so much for coming on to the show today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Anytime, man. So, Ryan, I'll hand it over to you for the first question.
Yeah, so first off, congratulations on being drafted. Like, what was going through your mind, when the Cubs called your name and kind of just the whole day of the draft?
Yeah, it was definitely the most stressful days, couple of probably two most stressful days of my life. There's a lot going on, a lot of different possibilities, a lot of emotions kind of circulating through my whole house. And then when the Cubs called and I found out I was going to the Cubs, it was a complete relief. And I was so excited. I couldn't have dreamed of a better place to go. So yeah, it was a relief, but yeah, it was a stressful couple days.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. We talked to a lot of the draft picks we talked to, and they always say like it's so stressful, and just the relief of getting called is very worth it.
For sure.
Yeah, so did you ever have kind of a gut feeling that it was going to be the Cubs, or did you not really know?
Yeah. So I knew the Cubs were definitely one of the best options or chances. Steve McFarland, the area scout for the Four Corners, was the first guy to ever text me, first pro scout to ever talk to me. So that was, sign number one. And then my high school team came out here to Arizona um, for a tournament this spring, and they had me and my whole team out to the facility to tour it. I got to meet with a couple people, so that was great. And then about a month and a half before the draft, I went to their pre-draft workout out here at the facility again. I got to throw in the new pitching lab, kind of see what that was all about. And then I met with them at the combine too. So the Cubs had shown interest for since day one, literally. They've probably shown the most interest. So yeah, I definitely knew there was a good chance.
Yeah, it's a beautiful facility down there in Mesa, and just all the technology and stuff that you get down there. It's beautiful there.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's awesome getting to work there every day, getting to spend time there, meeting all the coaches, all the staff members, all the new players. It's been great.
Yeah.
So you were committed to LSU, one of the top programs in the country. What ultimately made the decision to go with the Cubs instead of starting your college career?
Yeah, since I was a kid, I've always dreamed of playing professional baseball. College was always there, but I wanted to be a professional baseball player. So, when this opportunity presented itself, the money was right. And probably the best organization I could have gone to in the Cubs, in my opinion. So, yeah, it was everything kind of came together, and this was the perfect fit for me. And yeah, it's been awesome. I don't regret anything. I think it's been the best decision I've made yet, to become a Cub. So yeah, it's been amazing. The journey's just starting, so we'll see how everything pans out. But I can't wait, and it's been awesome.
Yeah, like were you ever worried maybe like in choosing to go to LSU, like maybe your draft stock could have dipped a little bit, or was it more just like this is big league ball and I'm going?
Yeah, that's something that kind of has to go through your head, I think, when you're making that decision. The what if factors, what if you get hurt, say your sophomore year, and then you miss your entire junior season? And then the next thing you're looking at is you're going to be a senior in the draft, and it never really works out too well. So that was definitely a big concern. Versus if you get hurt in pro ball, they'll rehab you. They'll do it right. They'll pay for everything, and they'll build you back up and put you into a finished product. I think the development being in an organization from when I'm 18 to however old I am when I stop playing, I think that's a huge benefit too. Being able to know the organization in and out, having that extra 3 years in pro ball than you would have as a college pick. So yeah, that's a big factor in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for my next question, your fastball has reached the mid 90s. When did you realize that you had this kind of velocity within your fastball?
Yeah, I've always thrown hard, since I was young, but I was never really a pitcher until about my sophomore year of high school. I always played third base and catcher, so I was one of our better catchers in high school, my freshman year, and then going into my sophomore year, I was hurt a little bit, and then I got on the mound and I ran it up to like I think 90, 91. And then after that, it was just pitching. And that's when I realized I threw hard and I had a shot at maybe being a pretty good pitcher one day. So after that, I never caught.
Yeah, so were you a two-way then in high school, from your freshman all the way to your senior year?
Yeah, I hit every single year of high school, besides my sophomore year. We had a pretty good team that year, so I think I only had like 9 at bats. But my junior year and senior year, I hit between like 3 and 5 most of the time. So yeah, I was always a hitter. So this is my first time being a PO.
Yeah, so if you did end up deciding to go to LSU, would you have two-wayed or would you still have been a PO?
I would just pitch. Yeah. I didn't have anything to really two way. I didn't really want to two way. I wanted to pitch. I knew that's what I was best at, and what would take me the farthest. So I never really had too much interest in two weighing. It was always just pitching.
Yeah.
So perfect game really praised, your fastball, slider, sweeper, and changeup. What pitch do you really turn to most when you need, when you really need an out?
Yeah, I would say it's the sinker or the sweeper. Sinker, I can get swing and miss on it or produce a ground ball. And then sweeper's kind of my bread and butter. I can get a swing and miss with that. I can command it well. If I need to get into the zone for a strike, early in the count, I can do that. So that's my probably my best pitch. It's the bread and butter. So if I had one pitch to make the biggest out of my life, I'm probably going with the sweeper.
Yeah, so for my next question, as a high school pitcher entering pro ball, what's been the biggest adjustment so far compared to pitching at La Quaventa? Just like I know you haven't pitched in any games yet, but from the coaching to the just process in general, what has been the biggest difference so far?
Yeah, I think it's the attention to detail. I mean, there's not really any stone left unturned here. You have answers to every question you need to know, um, and you know everything you're gonna do that day, how much throwing you're gonna do, what you're gonna look like in the gym. So the attention to detail is amazing. Obviously coming in here, high school, I'm a little bit behind in the strength aspect compared to some of the college guys who've had 3 or 4 years of a college strength program. So it's been an adjustment too, is getting kind of acclimated in the weight room into a professional strength program, but it's been great. The lifts are amazing. The strength coaches know exactly what they're doing. I mean, they're here for a reason. They're the best in the world. And then the pitching guys too. I've already made a couple mechanical adjustments that have been helping a ton. So yeah, it's been great that everyone knows what they're doing. They have a plan in place for you, and they're going to do everything they can to help you execute it.
So would you say that just working in the weight room is the biggest thing that you want to improve so far from pro ball?
Um, I guess, yeah. I mean, that's definitely an area that I can really grow in. Um, but I mean, what they've been saying the whole time is we can make you the biggest, strongest person ever, but if it doesn't help you on the field, it doesn't matter. So I mean, obviously throwing and performance has to be priority number one. But I mean, the weight room comes with it. They're going to build you up to, be that great performer that you all hope to be. So that's been a big adjustment. So yeah, it's been good.
That's good.
Yeah, so you've been described as someone with a very clean delivery. Like, is there any pitchers growing up or even currently that you model your game after?
Not specifically. I was a Twins fan growing up, so I always like to watch Joe Ryan pitch. He's probably my favorite pitcher. Just the way he mixes stuff. He's not the guy that you're going to see go out there with, 98 to 102. He's going to spin the ball. He's going to throw it in there, 94, put it in the zone, locate. So I like watching guys like that. So Joe Ryan's been a guy that I try and watch every one of his starts.
Yeah, he does have a very nice delivery.
Yeah, I saw Joe Ryan pitch earlier in the year. He's a really good pitcher. So, just kind of talking about that, are you a Twins fan then from New Mexico? How did that kind of all come along?
Yeah, my dad's from Minnesota. So I mean, there's not a professional team in New Mexico. We have the Rockies AAA team there. But that's it. But I've always been a Twins fan. My dad he was a Twins fan, and Vikings fan, so that's what I carried on.
Don't like to hear that Vikings fan.
Yeah.
I'm Vikings all the way. I'm never gonna even consider rooting for the Bears a day in my life.
I mean, we're both big JJ McCarthy guys. So, besides that, I'm not really cheering for anyone else on the Vikings.
I don't like JJ McCarthy that much. We need to switch.
Yeah. Nine. Yeah. So, for my next question, What have you learned so far from the Cubs pitching coaches and development staff in your time in Arizona?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things that they kind of tweaked immediately mechanically with me that have been helping a lot. But other than that, these first couple of weeks have kind of just been like they want to see what you do, and how you operate, so that way they can build a plan around that. So I've kind of been doing my own routine lately. Obviously, there's still their stuff in there, like our workload, how much we throw is all monitored by them, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, so far they've kind of just wanted to see what we're doing and how we do stuff. So I've just been doing my own thing so far with a couple things that they've taught me, a couple med ball drills to help with my mechanics, stuff like that. But yeah, it's been pretty simple.
Yeah, that's good. So when will you start pitching then in like ACL games?
Yeah, so the ACL season's technically over, but they still play the Bridge League, which is going on. I don't know exactly when that ends. But to answer your question, I don't know when I'll get into those games. I
Yeah.
think they just kind of will see how I progress. I'm one of the younger. I think I am the youngest pitcher here, so they don't want to rush anything. They want to take it one step at a time. Times we have time here, so we don't want to try and throw me straight into the fire. But yeah, I would love to get out into games. I love to compete more than anything. So hopefully I can get into a game soon, but I don't know when.
Yeah, 100%. Love to hear that.
Yeah, so I mean, what would you say like the biggest strength you bring, not just as a pitcher, but more just as like a teammate and a person in the clubhouse?
Yeah, I'm the guy that kind of likes to push all my teammates to be as much as they can be. I mean, in high school, I would say one of our other pitching coaches. Like I would try and watch everyone's bullpens to help them along the way, teach them something maybe that I've learned. But I'm also someone who's always open to feedback about my own stuff. Like if you think there's something that could help me, I'd love to hear it. But yeah, I like to push my teammates, and try and get them the best they could be. That's the best teammates you're gonna get. So I try and be the guy that's gonna push each other. But at the same time, like if you have a bad outing, you gotta come back and be the same guy in the clubhouse. You can't have that fluctuation. That's how bad teammates are made. So even when you had a bad outing, it's just coming back to the clubhouse and being that same guy. Um, and being a good teammate on all around.
Yeah, always good to have a guy like that on your team.
Yeah, so then for my next question, the Cubs drafted a lot of pitchers this year. Have you already connected with any of these other pitchers from the draft class or guys rehabbing in Arizona?
Yeah. I mean, all of us are here now. So, I know everybody, all really great guys. They've been teaching me some stuff about just anything in general because they're, like I said, all older than me. So, yeah, I've been learning a lot from them. Then the guys rehabbing too. I've been trying to pick their brains a little bit. Um, Pick up on some things that are going to be maybe coming at me in the next few months or few years in pro ball. So I'm just trying to soak it all in and trying to learn as much as I can to help better myself.
Yeah, a lot of college ball pitchers that the Cubs drafted as well. So those are guys that have been playing in college for multiple years and have that experience. And also, there's a lot of guys rehabbing down there like Shelby Miller, Porter Hodge, Daniel Palencios. A lot of good pitchers down there right now with
For
you.
sure. Yeah, it's cool to see them all work and, just kind of see them go about their business and how they do that. There's obviously a difference between a minor leaguer and a big leaguer. So it's cool to see what they do differently and how they go about their business.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for my last question, what's like your message to, your freshman, eighth grade self, or just any eighth grader out there watching?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just if you've got passion for baseball and you want to do it, like don't hold back. I mean, if you want to be a great baseball player, you just got to give it everything you have from day one. I mean, I want the biggest fear I might have is looking back when I'm 45, 50 years old and thinking, did I give it everything I had and answering no. So I come out here every day and I'm giving every last bit of effort I have to try and make myself better and get to where I want to be. So I think it's that like think about where you're going to be in 40 years. Like this game's only here for so long. No one's going to play it forever. So if you really love it, like give it every last thing you have to try and maximize your time playing the game. And yeah,
Yeah, so then for my last question, obviously as you said, the ACL season's over, so it's just a lot of bullpens and stuff. What is your goals for the rest of this season and just the off season in Arizona?
Yeah, I think it's just getting more consistent with my delivery and my pitch shapes, stuff like that. And then just kind of getting acclimated into the system, really. Learning what it's like to be a professional, figuring stuff out as I go along, getting familiar with the staff. These are an important few months. If you do them right, it can set yourself up. So I think a lot of it's just development, all around, getting stronger, getting more consistent throwing wise, more consistent shapes, getting more familiar with the staff. So that way I'm ready to go for my first spring training.
Yeah, and then just one last thing. I know this guy's not currently in Arizona, but Alex Bregman, a guy who's from New Mexico, played at LSU, now with the major league team, obviously. Have you connected with him at all?
Yeah. So my parents and his parents are decently good friends. And then my oldest sister taught his younger brother in high school, taught him math. So our parents got friendly after that. And then when I started being a catcher, Alex was a catcher in high school. Um, his parents invited me over to come get some of his old catching gear. So we went over that day. I got it, and we were about to leave, and his dad comes out from like the garage or something, and he's like, "Alex just got called up to the big leagues with the Astros."
Oh,
So I
oh,
was I
that's
was in
awesome.
his house when he got called up to the big leagues, which is pretty cool. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a really cool connection to have just within the organization. I'm sure you'll see him down in Arizona in the offseason as well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he'll be here.
Yeah, so Dylan, thank you so much for coming on today. We enjoyed having you on. Best of luck the rest of the season and can't wait to keep up with you in the near future.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you.
sir. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Well, signing off, Ryan Dunleavy.
Ryan Zelinsky.
See you guys in the next episode.